All right, so let's talk about friends and friendship. These are skills that you need to make friends. As I just this morning went to go pick up packets with a new friend that I made, packets for a race that we're doing because we had shared interests, and we went to pick up the race day packets for tomorrow together. And then now I'm going to meet some ladies to go thrifting. So I figured this is a good time to talk about skills that you need to develop or keep in mind when you're trying to develop friendships. Developing friendships can be hard when you have, like, especially if you have any kind of neurodivergency, or just even after you're not in school anymore, after you're not in high school and you're trying to, you know, make time to get to know people. It is hard to find that time, hard to find that understanding, hard to find that common ground, you know. When we're all kind of just a bunch of posers when we're in high school and, you know, trying to be like other people, it's kind of easier to make friends under those false pretenses. When you get older, hopefully you develop your own uniqueness that can sometimes make it harder to find friends, but you can have such much more enriching, fulfilling interactions now that we're older. So it's actually a great opportunity. Well, one first thing I feel like you need to develop or understand is your boundaries. So if you let me talk about me. So I'm the type of person that I'm not the friend that you're going to be able to, you know, that's going to hang out with you at night. I don't drink, but I don't mind being around people that are drinking. I don't mind, you know, hanging out in that sense. If it's your birthday and it's after hours, I'll come out, you know. So for some reasons I will come out after dark, but it's just not my every weekend. I'm not the person for that. So knowing who you are and knowing where you can have some flexibility in your boundaries or in your what you normally do. What's another one? I don't like to necessarily be pushed. If I give you whatever information that I give you, that's all I'm willing to give you at that time. I don't like pushed with that. I don't like to be the butt of jokes. So just knowing, okay, so you know that those boundaries about yourself, you're going into it knowing what those, you know, things that you're looking for before you interact or before you enter into, you know, just even looking for a friend. You know these things about yourself, right? It's important to know. You also want to know where your issues are, like where can you sometimes not do the right thing, you know? No, it ain't all about what your needs are. How can you be a better friend to people? So I when I look at myself, I'm understanding and making sure that I'm giving people more grace. That's going to be my second one, is grace. So when you're talking about grace and giving people, just really it's about giving people what you would want somebody to give to you, the grace you would want somebody to give to you. Because sometimes things come up. Sometimes we don't think. Sometimes you may text, a person might text me, I might not text them back for a couple of days because I forget. You know, it doesn't mean that I didn't want to talk to them. They just may have caught me at a time when I was doing something else. Now the text message looks read. I may have really thought I was going to respond later, but I didn't, you know. And also you do want to make sure you're having respect for people's time and things like that and responding, but sometimes people forget, so there has to be grace there for that. I have this tendency, or used to have this tendency, that I would cut people out. Like if a person, let's say I reach out to you and we say we're gonna do something together, if you cancel that and you don't circle back around to try to find another time to meet, we will not be meeting. Like, I'm not, you know, if you cancel, it's on you to initiate that next meeting. That's how I usually typically feel. But I'm starting to have some flexibility in that, some understanding in that, I think there's room for flexibility in my thinking. You don't ever want to be in fixed mind, which they talk about in DBT. If you know, in therapy, that's a type of therapy. I don't want to be in fixed mind where, no, this is a, you know, I used to have a 3 strikes you're out rule, which was crazy, but it would have never been needed if I would have been vetting people better, because you do need to know when to hold them and when to fold them. So knowing what you're looking for and knowing what type of people are going to be good fits for you as friends, you know, because not everybody's going to be a good fit for everybody, and that doesn't make them bad people. Like, I'm going to meet these people right now. I don't really know them that well. I went to brunch with them once with a group, and now it's going to be 3 of us, and I don't really know them like that, you know. And it's okay. It's okay to have people that you do things with, that you go and meet. Everything's not going to be a best friend type situation. Really, when you're first meeting people, you shouldn't be looking at anything as a best friend type of situation. You should just keep it right there at, these are people that I'm trying to get to know. It's the same like with dating. Like, you don't want to be planning your wedding with somebody on your first date or your second date. Unfortunately, I know that's what our minds sometimes do, but it is a sickness. No, it is not a good thing to do, is to be fantasizing and planning like, oh, we're going to be besties. No, we're 2 people that are looking for interaction, or 3 people in this case, that are looking for interactions with other people, and we're meeting up. Let's see if we have any other common interests. Let's see if when we get in the thrift store, if this shit kind of, oh no, I don't like that, or you're gonna wear that? Yeah, or is she the type of person that's like, oh, okay, I would, you know, that's not my color, but okay, you got it, you know. Like, is this a friendly person? Is this somebody you like or you don't like them? Or they just keep their mouth closed because you really don't have to comment on my purchases. But I'm just saying, like, is this your type of flavor of person? That's all. That's all we really. And I'm learning to not count people out off of one interaction, because I have a tendency to also sometimes be like, okay, well, this ain't gonna work out, this is not gonna work out, this person, they did this, and then boom. And I can think of people that I've met here recently that I've been doing myself a disservice by, you know, just counting them out because I just didn't like certain things. You know, people are full human beings, and I'm sure even in you watching me, and if you were my channel's all over the place, so I'm sure some of those things about me you don't like. I don't know why, but but that's cool. You don't have to like every single thing about a person. I'm sure there are things that, you know, people don't like about you. You know what I'm saying? So that's okay that we don't like every single thing. Is this still a person that I feel is worthwhile? There's some deal breakers. You know, there's definitely in the world like, now, did she just kick that homeless man? Like, I'm not finna deal with that, you know? So it's definitely deal breakers. But if it's something that is like, okay, she, you know, she do this, but, you know, that's her thing. But she cool, she's funny, she's smart, she's this, she's that. So just kind of looking at people overall and not just counting them out because they may have a few things that you don't like. That's all I'm saying with that. Grace, time, giving it time, giving relationships time to simmer. Now, I have said this before of me thinking that if I meet somebody and if we were to spend 2 weeks together, 8 hours a day, 2 weeks, those 8 hours, so those 80 hours, I think that's right. Yeah, those 80 hours really would have been, we won't know each other as well as if we would have spread those 80 hours over 2 years. or over, yeah, I would say over 2 years. If we were to spread those 80 hours over 2 years, we would obviously know each other better than the 2 weeks. Sometimes time is like, you still have to give things time. They need the time and not just the hours. They need that chronological days and seasons and time away from each other and all of that to see, because anybody can keep some up. Again, that's like with dating. If you meet a man and you spend 2 weeks with him every day, you don't know him. I know in Love is Blind, they try to act like they in love after 10 days. Yeah, you don't know. No, it takes more time than that. Okay? Now, I'm almost to the thrift store, and I'm going to go in here and see what, if anything else comes up that, you know, through my interactions with these people. So when I'm going in here, what my mindset that I'm going in here with is, I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to be hold on, let me talk again, because I said when I go in here, I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to be non-judgmental. I'm going to be communicative, like communicating, yes, but also community, like being a person that is not trying to be, ooh, they got a leak, a gas leak over here. Oh, they got my head hurting. That's why they got an ambulance over there. Oh, they got a gas leak. I can't even breathe. Can we go through? Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna call you back. Okay, one thrift store down and we're headed to the next. So what's funny, remember how I was talking about if somebody was like, oh, I don't like that, or something, like how they handle not liking something that you pick up? So this girl, she was like, so she saw me with it. I could tell they both really didn't like it. And then so she was like, she saw me try it on. So at this point, you kind of know the person like it if they've been holding it and they, you know, they kind of iffy about it. So she was like, I like it. And she's like, it's good for in the house, like it looks cozy, and it'll be good for like a good in the house sweater. So that let me know she didn't like the design, but you know, that was a let me down easy. But she was still honest about how she felt about it. Now I still bought it. I'm still gonna wear it outside, but you know, I can't help but respect an honest person. So yeah. All right. So I got one pair of jeans and 2 sweaters and 1 cardigan for $14. No, that's not true. I had a $25 gift card, but I paid $14 out of pocket. So, you know, to me, that feels like I paid $14, but it was really, you know, more like $40. But whatever. What was I gonna say? Yeah, that was a good experience. I left before everybody else left, but also that gives me another thing that you need to have when you're looking for friends: patience, which I guess it goes with that time, but it's another type of what skill you need. Because when I say patience versus you just allowing it to grow over time, yeah, this is the same thing. But I mean, I don't have to give confidence. Let's say confidence. You need confidence. The confidence in knowing that you can give what you are willing to give, and that's enough. If other people are there and they stay longer, that's okay. That's what's good for them. If you're ready to go, you're ready to go. So you can, whatever you have to give is enough. And that is like, sometimes you can feel anxiety about, oh, I don't want to leave before other people. They're going to talk about me. They're going to do that. If they do that, then they're not the people for you, number one. And then, or they're going to be closer to each other than they are to me because I left. So be it, right? If you are ready to leave, then you are ready to leave. What you bring is enough. And you have to have confidence. There's confidence in, you know, not just being available and being what people want you to be, but being what you truly feel like doing, what you really truly feel like doing. And right now I feel like going home. So that's what I'm doing. and I was done. I don't stay in a thrift store that long. I'm not that kind of girl, you know, but I tend to attract women like that who love to shop all day, but I don't. I'm not no shopper all day, or I'm tired. I'm get tired. So yeah, I got my items and I left. All right, so I'm on my way to well, I think we already talked. So anyways, I'm on my way to a celebration for Black Girls Run. We did Queen Bee, we did a 4-miler, and some people did half marathon yesterday, and so we're having a, you know, celebration brunch today. So I'm headed to that, and I thought that I would come on and kind of just talk a little bit more about friendship, because some other things I thought of, another thing, or I'm just gonna say I thought of it. But anyways, it's also might be important when looking at friends and developing the skill of being an observer, and observing, if you have the opportunity to observe how they treat other people. I think I kind of talked about kicking a homeless person. You might not want to fool with that person, but also, how do they treat their other friends? How do they treat their longtime friends? Is that a way that you want to be treated? Because you're not gonna be no different. You know, it's just like with a man. You know, how does he treat the other women around him? You think you're gonna be different, but you might not be. You know, so how that's you know, just looking at, oh, she kind of takes them for granted. She's not really following up with those people, and you know, they have more of a history, and she's calling them, you know, her you know, they like this, and she's not considerate of what they got going on or their time or effort. So, oh, absolutely not. That may not be somebody that you want to, you know, be in friendship with, because they not gonna probably do you no better. You can also, I mean, you can set boundaries and have requirements and see where it goes, but it's more so of a, okay, you know, this is something that could come up in our interaction, because you don't know their history, you don't know their background. Maybe that person plays them off too. You don't know all the you don't have all the facts, but it's something to just be like, okay, this could come up in our interactions, that they, you know, are not that kind of person. So as I'm going, I feel like when I was younger, it was easier for me to go to things like this and be like a social butterfly. But now I'm just like not there, and I don't know if it's one, it is that I take myself more seriously, so I'm not willing to like put myself out there or be like the clown and things like that, or present myself. I don't also want to present myself as something that I'm not going to be able to maintain. I'm not going to be able to maintain being the life of the party all day. Like, you're going to have to pull your weight. You know, other people are going to have to bring life to the conversation as well. It can't just be all on me. So for different reasons, I don't come into situations the way I used to, where I could just be like, hey, yeah, I'm Barbara, and just be in the conversation and just be blah, blah, blah. And whether that is being around too many mean girls or what, to where it didn't pan out for me to be friendly, and maybe that's something that I need to move forward from, because honestly, they can't do nothing to me. Like, all you can do is be mad that I was too friendly. All you can do is be like, oh, she was in our conversation, or oh, she was too much. That's all you can do, because you can't beat me up. So they really can't do nothing to me. So hey, if that's what I did, and if I made a mistake, if I rubbed some people the wrong way, but I found, you know, one person that I vibe with, is cool. But there's some give and take in that, of what's truly my personality and what's putting on, and I just have to kind of figure that out case by case, and how I feel when I walk into a room. But I don't want to be standoffish, because I'm worried about like people being like I've seen people be in the past, you know. And also give grace for misinterpretation of things. Now, if somebody tell you something flat out, like they say, if you know they just mean-spirited, they make jokes about you that you're not fooling with, that's one thing, you know, because I've had that too. you know when somebody is attacking you personally, or could it be that they're just doing something that they're trying to protect themselves from something, and you could be reading it wrong. That happens a lot over text message, I feel like. So a text message can be misconstrued sometimes. I give people a little grace on things like that, but if it's like, you know, you directly done off, I probably have less leniency for that, because a lot of people haven't really learned how to be friends with people as an adult. You know, it's one thing when you meet somebody when you're children and y'all go back and forth with, you know, the jokey jokes, whatever. That needs to come to an end too at a certain age, for real. Like, but like me meeting somebody now and them like trying to be funny about me, it's just not gonna sit well with me. I'm not gonna tolerate it. And not that you can't, because I say stuff. I'm that kind of girl of, a girl, come on, are you bossy and stuff like that's different. I feel like that's different than being like, you're bossy, you don't let nobody, you know, like as a negative. So it just depends. It's the spirit in which it's coming from. Yes, it is. That's it. I'm gonna come back and tell y'all how it went and how I feel like I did in there as far as talking to people, socializing, if I was able to come up out of my shell or whatever. One, it's not like I haven't seen these people before, but I do tend to like freeze up when I get around them and not like be a part of the conversation. Some of that is because they already have like groups, I feel like, established, and so yeah. But I'm gonna go in here and try to do some things a little bit different, but also within my scope of what I'm comfortable with. Ooh. When I tell you I laughed, I cried. Let me make sure I got y'all as clean as possible. Okay. Well, I laughed, I cried. It was good, honey. We was in there for a little bit longer than we anticipated, but such is life. I got some fruit out the deal. Nah, I got some way more than that. Some bacon and some grits, potatoes and stuff in the back as well. But what was I gonna say? If you have a Black Girls Run near you, I cannot guarantee that it's gonna be the sisterhood that like the one that's by me. But if you have a Black Girls Run, check it out. Like I said, I can't. Now, why did I see this picture of me at when I went in there, they was like, you were on the Queen Bee website running into the finish line. So this is the picture. Can y'all see it? Why they get me like this? Because they got a time. You can see the time that you coming in on, and it was about to like go to the next minute. So I like start running my fastest to the finish line, just try to get it over with, and to try to make sure it didn't, I wanted to be under whatever the time was that was right there, because I'm like, shoot, I'm right here, so let me let me slide in. But what was I gonna say? Yes, that was good. I feel like I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I was friendly. I didn't give too much or too little, you know what I'm saying? I just gave what was appropriate amount. I was myself. And again, that's where that patience comes in, of being willing to wait on relationships to grow, and willing to put in the work. Because some of the reasons why they have, or 100% of the reason why they have great relationships, is because they are they meet up. They're going to the meetups. They are spending time, putting time into the relationship, into the friendships, into the building community. And you can't just like show up one day and expect that you're going to be a part of the gang. No, you have to pay your dues. Yeah, that was a good interaction and a good example of friendship, community, sisterhood. I think it even goes beyond friendship, because when you're looking at all the different personalities, like those people might not all be friends. It becomes then a sisterhood, because you don't really have to like your sister, you know what I'm saying? You know, but you care for them and you take care of them when they need you, type of thing. It's a little different. So as I was driving, I thought about one more thing. So I have this thing where I like to go places and be a stranger. My name, Barbara, actually means strange. So, even before I knew that, I kind of have always embodied that. And I like to go places and be a stranger. But what you miss out on with that is people not knowing you and you not really getting to know people. I do like to drift in and out, and that's something I more so discovered after moving to a new city 6 years ago, that I really do enjoy going places and people not knowing me and not knowing anything about me, and I can just like do whatever, be whatever, and I can leave. I don't have any commitment to those people or anything like that. And I've enjoyed it, but also you cannot build community and stay a stranger, unfortunately. So this interaction was a reminder that, yeah, you're gonna have to let people in. They're gonna have to know you, and you're gonna have to know them in order to do that. And you can find other ways to go. You can go to, you know, classes and be a stranger. There are places where that I realize now from years and years of going to these places that I'm content with being a stranger with that group of people, because I hate to be like that, but I know that it is just the activity. Like, it's just the activity that we do together that I want. I don't necessarily, due to age or personality, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna fly. Also, what was really beautiful there when I went with Black Girls Run, like, we're talking about people. People are there talking about, I started running when I was 49. I started when I was 40. These are people that are in their 50s, going into their 60s, talking about this, and just now, after 40, running their first half marathon. After 40, running their first marathon. And me sitting here thinking, I'm never going to run a half marathon. I'm never going to run a marathon. That's probably not true. Maybe that's probably not true. Keep living. And the best is yet to come. That's what that was also a reminder of. So looking for, also when you're looking for friendship and having the skill of optimism, the skill of being able to be excited about what you can get from, and what you can learn from people. You can learn things from new people. And when I'm in a room with these people who have all this life experience, that's the exciting thing about friendship and meeting new people, is because you always can find out what you don't know and what life can be, because you get to experience another person's life journey, like, through them. So that's another good thing with friendship, is being able to experience more things in life through other people, because you can only take one turn. People have a different life. I can also hear those stories and experience that from a distance, So yeah, friendship's cool. It also does me a disservice, like, even with, I was listening to, before I left, why my car not going up? Okay, sorry. So before I left home, I was listening to Mia Snow and Chelsea. There are two YouTubers that were like in the car together. They have become friends. Like, they started out, they're in the same city, they do YouTube, so they were hanging out because they both do YouTube, but then they actually became genuine friends. And they were talking about how they didn't know that one of them was like, I didn't even really think I would be friends with you because of how she interpreted her personality on camera. And that's one of the reasons why I don't even mention that I make YouTube videos to potential friends, because I do like to, in that instant, stay a stranger, but also it gives you a false idea of what you can expect from me, because this is me. Essentially, I'm in a car talking to myself, and I'm just like talking out into the world. Yes, it's a little bit filtered because I'm just talking out into the world, but other than that, it's literally just me talking, so you're not gonna get that when I'm one-on-one with a person. Every time you see me, it's not gonna be like this is literally, I'm driving and words are coming out of my mouth. you know. So that's a different thing than when you're talking to somebody. But people then come to expect that, or come to expect you to be on all the time, and I can't do it. So I hate it when people tell me they've watched my videos. They were talking about that in the video too, about like, I don't like it when people who know me watch my videos. Like, please, I need the watch hours, but don't tell me you watching the video. But I also am really excited when I see people like leave a comment and I'm like, oh, you watching this, and I know them. So I guess it all depends, but I don't really need to like, it's cool to leave a comment, but it's something about when we are in conversation, the person be like, yeah, and I watched your video, blah, blah. I be like, wait a minute. It just feels like an invasion. After you done clicked upload and it's, you know that it's out there for anybody who wanted to see it, it just feels so like invasion of privacy when they tell you that to your face. Like, yes, leave a comment if I know you and you watch my videos, but when you tell me that in person, I just be so shy about it. Like, you did what? Like, don't tell me that. I don't want to. It makes me nervous. It makes me shy because I don't know. It's just, it messes with the illusion that I have while creating content. Like right now, I'm under the illusion that, you know, nobody's gonna watch it. So I can, from that standpoint, which is kind of true at this point, not that many people watch it. So from there, I can do whatever I want. I can say pretty much whatever I want because nobody's gonna watch it. But if you, as an individual, tell me face to face that you watched it, it just kind of, you know, it's just like, wait a minute. So thank you for watching, but you don't gotta tell me in person, but you can say hi in the comments. All right, talk to you later. Bye.